different. I am going to have some of my friends come on and tell you some of the movies that they have been watching during the quarantine. And then afterwards, I'm going to come over and share some of my movies.
And here we go.
Okay, and for Day Day, she watched Thor Ragnarok, Hustlers, Skyscraper, Deadpool 2, and Kingsman 2. On Netflix, she watched the series The Tiger King. She watched Ozark. She watched the Self-Made, the story of Madam C.J. Walker, and Aftermath with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, well, I've been in the house since Friday, March 20th, and I've watched Thor, Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, and Endgame. I've also watched whatever that movie is, Confidential with Mark Wahlberg, Harlem Nights, The Dark Tower, and Long Kiss Goodnight, and The Hitman's Bodyguard. I've watched a plethora of movies, but those are some of my favorites.
Ladies, so I haven't really been quarantined, but I'm one of those essential workers. But I watched Disney's Frozen, The Avengers. I watched it's called The Manchurian. It's a series. I binge watched it. And then also I watched Ozark season 3, but I didn't make it through the first episode. And I was watching You. I only made it second season, and I only watched maybe 3 episodes of that. And then I really haven't been watching anything on that. And then just some regular TV. And I've been reading, so that's it for me. Love you guys. Miss you. Y'all be safe.
Streaming services have definitely kept me sane so far in the last couple of weeks of quarantine. I've watched a few movies, After and Spencer Confidential on Netflix. I also watched a book club on Hulu. I've also been watching some shows. So I finished On My Block on Netflix. I've been watching Bones on Amazon Prime. I'm also watching the Jimmy Fallon at-home shows that he's been taping. That's been pretty fun. And then watching some Bon Appetit videos on YouTube as they do stuff at home.
So I've been rocking the horror genre for the last couple of months. And I'm going to start off with number 5. Is on Netflix. And it's called The Haunting of Hill House. It's a series, but it's really good. And once you get into it, you ain't going to be able to stop. My number 4 is you can buy it on any platform. You can buy it on Vudu, Google Play, whatever. But it's Hereditary, and that's really good too. My number 3 is on Netflix, and it's The Autopsy of Jane Doe. That movie really creeped me out, but it was good. My number 2 movie that y'all should watch is Bloodline, and that's on Stars. And then I have 2 number 1s because I feel like they go hand in hand for me. And one is an older movie. It's called The Exorcist. And then the other one is called Room on Shudder. It's really good. Y'all need to check these movies out. If you ain't doing nothing and you like horror. I just really got into the horror like a few months ago. But there's some really good movies out there. I don't do none of the creepy stuff. But check them out. All right.
Okay, welcome back. So some of my top picks for quarantine shows or movies that I've watched are I've also watched Ozark season 3. I've seen the first 2 seasons. If you have not seen that series, it's on Netflix. That is a very good season, and this was that is a very good series, I should say, and this is a good season. One of the things that I absolutely love is I love zombie movies. I don't do scary movies, but I don't know what it is about zombie movies, but I absolutely love them. So if you also like zombie movies, a oldie buddy goodie is The Walking Dead. They have, I believe, 9 seasons on Netflix. So if you have not seen that, you could get caught up. I think maybe they're in their 10th season, that what's actually playing now on TV. So I think they have up to 9 seasons right now on Netflix. So I do love The Walking Dead. Another one they have on Netflix is called Black Summer. They only have 1 season so far, and they are set to have another season. So that's a good one. Sometimes when it's something that has 1 season, it's like heartbreaking once you get through, because you can't like binge for days. But that's a good one. They have a new series called Kingdom, and a movie that I love on Netflix is called Train to Busan. That is very good. I didn't watch that while I was on quarantine, but I've seen that like 3 times. I love it. So that's a very good one if you're looking for anything zombie related. But if not, a series that I watched, they only have 1 season so far. It's called Messiah. That is good. That is where it's this guy who it follows a couple different people. It follows an CIA agent. It follows a little boy, well, a teenage boy from somewhere in the Middle East. I can't remember what country he was from. And then it follows a preacher in Texas. And different things happen, and they're trying to see if this guy is the Messiah. And it's up for you to, what do you believe? So different things happen in it, and I'm like, ooh, I ain't gonna tell you what I think, but if you've seen that, comment down below and tell me what you think. All right. So a couple movies that are on Netflix besides for the series that I watch is one that's an old movie, and I rented this from the Redbox, is Bloodfather with Mel Gibson. So that's a good one. It's okay. It's not the best movie in the world, but it is worth a watch. I mean, if you're going to watch it on Netflix, you've already paid for your subscription, so go ahead. Some of the other ladies have already mentioned this one, but Spencer Confidential, and it does have Mark Wahlberg in it and also Winston Duke. That was a good movie. Okay, so 2 movies that I will recommend one is called Platform. It's a prison movie. When you come into the prison, each person can choose 1 item you bring into the prison. And a platform floats down, and it starts from the top and it goes down to the bottom floor. They put a feast on it, so first come, first serve. And so once it comes to you, you can eat however much of it you want, and it has to go down to the floor. So when you're watching the movie, it never really states, well, you'll see how many floors it is, but when you come in, you never kind of know how many floors, because each month you switch floors. So the main guy that we're seeing, when he comes in, he's on floor 88. And so when the platform comes down to him, and it just hovers, it's not like it's like anything that's lifting it down to them. It's just like futuristic. It's just this huge concrete slab that just lowers down with this feast on it, and it just lowers all through the floors. And so while you're sitting there in your prison cell, you can look up and you can see the people above you, you can see the people below you. People are jumping and committing suicide. It's crazy. So that one was a good one. It kind of makes you think down there. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is called Circle. So with Circle, it's just a group of people that wake up in a certain, they're just standing there, and all of a sudden they just start waking up, and they're people in a circle. It's 2 rows. It's an inner row and then an outer row, and then it's something in the middle. And so they find out that there's a countdown and people are being killed. And you can vote for whoever is killed. And if you don't vote, it just randomly selects people. So that is kind of like a movie about the human psyche. So that is a good watch. I'm not going to say much more than that, but people vote on who dies. So if you're looking for a movie, that is also one that you can watch. So those are my top picks. And I've also watched old movies that I have here at my house. Some of my favorites, like I've watched Terminator, I've watched Predator, I've watched Commando, I watched Captain America, Winter Soldier. That is like one of the best Marvel movies. If you're looking for a good one, that is like one of the best. I also watched Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. Just not in any particular order. I watched League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What did I watch? I watched Sicario. That's one of my favorite movies, so I throw that on every now and then anyway. I watched Creed. I watched Rocky 3. I watched Rocky 4. And then I watched Deadpool 2. And that is about it. Other than that, I've just been watching a lot of YouTube, just going through some videos that I might have missed from some of my favorite YouTubers. If you've seen anything that I've talked about or any of the other ladies talked about and you have anything to add, just go ahead and shoot it in the comments and let's get a conversation started. Bye.